Hail TCB faithful, this is the Final Boost.
And this is Madhouse.
And we're going to talk about the Invincible versus Alpha tests that happened this weekend. And, how we felt about it, and we're just going to get into all that.
It's weird because it was surprisingly quiet. Like, not many people was making content about the game.
Well, it is a closed alpha.
Yeah, but I'm sure the usuals got in.
Yeah, like Max, your
probably Mongers, your fucking anybody with a higher subscribe count than us.
But yeah,
I'm surprised we got in. We appreciate it, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. We're going to be honest, but we appreciate it, and thank you for letting us into this beta.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bumper. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bump.
So usually we like to play this stuff on 2 players, and I think this did have a 2P mode, that offline 2P mode. It did have a practice too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but I wanted to play matches, right? And usually we would probably play on 2 players to kind of get the hang of the game, so I can go in with like a mindset on how to approach the game.
Your power level would have been a lot higher.
My power level would have been a lot higher. But
if it wasn't a PS5 beta, because we only got 1 controller.
Yeah,
I'm not paying $90 for like stick drift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to wait for this controller to get stick drift. Then I'm gonna get a new controller.
So the play here is not amazing, but I wouldn't expect it to be amazing.
You had to learn on the go.
I wouldn't expect it to be amazing from anybody. So as a spectator, because I mostly played this weekend, as a spectator, how'd you feel about the game? How you feel about the gameplay looking on the outside?
Well, overall, everything seemed kind of solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it looked like it had a really good foundation. Yeah, it had the basic modern game scrubbiness shit in it. Like, I feel like it was more akin to a mashing, not really knowing what you're doing as opposed to knowing what you're doing.
I don't get what you mean.
No, what I mean is it caters more towards people who don't know what they're doing, but the difference is the game heavily rewards the player to know what they're doing. And that's, I think, the difference between this game and a lot of other modern fighters right now. Where, for example, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, these games don't really reward the player that know what they're doing. It put the player who don't know what they're doing on the same tier of the player that know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
while in this game, it seems like
you mean the mechanics of the game empowers the weaker player.
Yeah, it equals out instead of giving them handouts. You know what I mean? This game is more like it gives them handouts as opposed to equaling players out. So the better player will always. Most unless their connection is absolute shit, which it's an alpha, I'm not expecting rollback to be perfect,
Yeah.
But unless their connection is absolutely shit, if you know what you're doing, you will objectively beat the other player. There is no random thing to be like, you gotta guess, or you gotta do this bullshit, or you gotta deal with this overblown mechanic. It's a raw dog. If you know what you're doing, you will beat Little Jimmy. There's no equal in there.
And speaking of Little Jimmy, don't get it confused. This is a Little Jimmy fighter.
Yes.
There's very simple commands. There's not much, like, characters literally do what's on the tin, and the system mechanics kind of pick up for the depth period. And that's where the game shines. I think it's the system mechanics. It's very well thought out for the most part. I don't think you need stuff like a boost button for dashing, though. Shit like that, like, you get to enhance your dashes. I'm not a big fan of that. You could just make it.
That's the first time I heard of that.
Yeah. You can just make dashes good, and also there's like a auto combo system, like a style system.
Before, remember what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Fix the movement. Air dashes feel like shit. Fix the movement. Fix air dashes. You should be flying a little bit faster. It's like it do not need to feel the stiff of the game. And even though it might not be stiff, I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't played it a lot, but you did.
This one makes it feel like this idea was intentional, because it feels like dashing, like characters with their box dashes and shit like that.
Yeah.
They don't triangle dashes. There's all that's in the game. This game isn't reinventing the wheel on anything outside of how they handle tag mechanics. So everything you've been finding in modern fighters is here. That's not exactly a negative. We're going to that a little later.
Yes.
So the dashing, I guess we can start there. The movement in general feels kind of weird. Like, it just feels like I always had a hard time getting my guy to where they need to be. And I don't know if that's just me still trying to get used to the game. So I'm not exactly going to blame the game for that.
I think it's mostly because of the way normals work, I think. Like, for example, I think lights hit mid. So So it's really hard to outspace somebody when they can just hit you in neutral for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that was needed. I think light should hit like high, and then because the game does have additional attacks tied to the light button.
Okay. Like
unique attacks. So you do one jab and that's your basic attack, and then you hit it 2 more times and they get follow-up attacks, and that's unique to that button, right?
So what? It's like Grand Blue when they all lead to the same thing?
No. It's just tied to your light button.
So all the other buttons are like a singular button.
They're all your standard medium.
Not command normals.
Yeah. It's all your standard medium heavy buttons, right?
Okay, so the light button just a smart stare button.
It leads to a smart stare combo.
Okay.
So I don't mind the additional attacks on the light button. I don't even mind the whole auto combo system, even though it really feel like it doesn't belong.
It don't need it.
It doesn't feel like when you see this in a game. Usually you can be like, okay, I get it. For this game, for some reason, I'm like, this is not needed. Like, you don't need an auto combo system.
Combos they needed their little Jimmy mechanic.
Combos are easy enough to do in this game. You can pretty much do whatever you want within the rules of the combo system.
They needed their little Jimmy mechanic for the show that's not designed for little
I just
Jimmys.
don't understand the difference between doing light, and doing light, medium, heavy in a Magic series. It's not needed. And on top of that, I think basic jabs, just the raw jab itself, the 5L. Standing jabs should be high. I don't like that they hit mid. It doesn't make any sense to me that they hit mid.
If standing jabs hit mid, right?
Yeah.
What's the point of having low jabs?
I don't know.
And you know what I mean? Not like physically low jabs. I mean 2A. You know what I mean?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And I could be, because tag fighters aren't exactly my forte, right?
Well, you better get used to them, man. You know, we got it's a war of the tag fighters this year.
That's fine. I'm
Tokon,
okay.
What else? 2XKO, this.
By the time the smoke,
Avatar.
By the time the smoke clears, I should have a good idea what a tag fighter is.
Yes.
when all these games are said and done. But I don't like the idea of somebody just getting up and mashing a light punch, a standing light punch, and they're hitting me while I'm crouching, where that could be used for me to crush their normal. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Yeah, the hitbox, it seems like you can space it, but why put in so much work where the person can just brain deadly just mash?
Can little Jimmy really not press 2 extra buttons? Can he not just press down and square?
And I mean, like, jab, lights and mediums should be high, I feel.
No, lights and medium. What did you say? What'd you say?
Lights and mediums should be highs.
Mediums mediums tend to be slower.
Okay,
so
okay.
That tend to be character specific. Some characters have mid, some characters have
fair
highs.
Fair enough. But just I don't know, the standing jab just feel like it should hit high.
Don't they have lows?
Everybody's medium is a.
So everybody got a built-in low. It's not multiple lows.
No. Because it goes it's like Marvel, old school Marvel, where the crouching heavy is a launcher.
Okay, so no diagonal heavy leaks like a slot or anything.
No, not yet.
Some characters had that at Marvel, I think.
Yeah, some characters had something like that, but yeah. So that's all. That's my biggest complaint towards the gameplay. Like, I just hate the nature of somebody mashing, especially since the netcode is so unstable at the moment, and not particularly bad. The netcode felt great when it's another wired player.
It was just schizophrenic. I guess that's the word. That's the word for it.
It's an alpha. I'm expecting bugs. I'm expecting camera glitches. I'm expecting all that stuff. But just come on, make them high so nobody can mash that easy on you. At least they have to mash a crouching low, and I can do stuff out of that.
Well, this turns back to what I said before.
Oh, what? Because there's been cases. There's been cases when lights hit me out of the sky.
Yeah, and I seen you try to space lows and they hit you because the lows, like the universal lows, are varied at 1. Jabs aren't varied; they all the same frame data. So universal lows are varied.
I don't think that's true. I think Battle Beast has a slow jab.
No, let me finish.
He has a lot of range to his jab.
Some characters have slides. Some characters have long range swipes. So it's not, the lows aren't equal to everybody. And what I mean by 5Ps are universal, what I mean is they all behave the same way. Yeah, somebody's might be 1 frame slower or 2 frames slower, but I
think Battle Beast is 13 frames.
Yeah, but I'm saying is they all behave the same way. They're just meant for you to stick out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the universal lows are different for every character. So you got Invincible who somehow low profiles, but it hits mid, but he low profiles it. So the hitbox hit first. Or somebody like Battle Beast that might get sniped every now and then because he don't really.
He a big body too.
He a big body. So it's like I think it's fine because you probably could like frame strap or the space it in a certain way to make it work.
Yeah.
But why put in all that extra work? Like you just said.
Just punish them for magic.
Just take players accountable. And like I said before, this game, despite being a little Timmy game, does hold players accountable.
And that brings us to, I guess we talked about lights enough for it.
Yeah.
That brings us to the core mechanic of the game, which is the tag system. This is the bread and butter of any tag game, but especially for this. So the general gist is this is essentially KI if they took the breaker mechanics and kind of morphed them and configured them for a tag fighter.
Yeah, you could definitely tell it's a KI game. Look at the fucking animations.
So yeah, we get into that too. So
frames.
As a characters on their own, I think are well kitted, right? They're fine.
A lot of people say characters play alike.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
So the characters feel fine, right? Everybody has 3 specials. They have a down, neutral, and a forward special. They got a set of normals, obviously. Like I said, this game doesn't reinvent the wheel. But the tag system is where the characters can like really shine. Because characters can't do much on combos, right? On their own, right? They get enough to do a couple of hits into a super.
So like they probably got like some fancy loops sometimes or something like that.
But
like,
you're really hampered by yourself by the combo limiter.
It's really a team game, you say?
It goes up, yes. I feel this game is all about rotating your guys really, really fast. So while you're comboing somebody, before you reach that combo limit, you can tag in another character with an active assist. During that active assist, you can do whatever you want. It'll refresh your combo meter a little bit. As your character makes that transition between characters, your opponent actually has the ability to counter break the combo.
Is it like the Marvel thing? Marvel 3 thing? Remember when Marvel 3 had that thing where you could juggle the person and do a variable assist? I guess that's what it's called.
I don't know what you mean. I know what you mean. I don't know the name for it.
I don't know the name for it.
Oh, you combo them and then you hit them like up. And then you get meter, then you hit them forward and you get more damage on your next combo. It's similar to that without the perks.
And then you just mash X and rotate the joystick and just
option select all this shit. Yeah, so while they're making the transition, you can counter break the character by pressing, I think, medium and heavy, and that will prevent them from furthering, damage. So while that's happening, your opponent you have a couple of options. You can hit heavy, and you can delay that next attack so you can throw off their timing, right? So you can get up, like, I don't know if that leads to more combos or not. I never really, I was starting to get used to it, so I never had the opportunity to counter break it. You can throw off the timing on their counter a little bit, so that can be done. Or you can hit the tag button again, and that frees them from the automatic forward movement, and that gives you free movement of doing whatever you want.
So it's minutiae here, like there's moving parts.
Right, like I said, it's all about keeping your guys fresh and moving and like you always tagging somebody out. Like it's really good because no matter what's happening, you have to stay attentive.
So would you dare say it's robust?
It's robust. You have to stay. You have to stay on guard. You cannot sleepwalk because at any moment somebody can tag. It's a risk reward system. Does my opponent know I'm going for a tag in for more damage? Will they be ready for the counter break? Are they going to delay it? Are they not going to delay it? Will they do an empty tag where they come in and they can do whatever action they want, but they stop short kind of at my distance? There's a lot of movement parts here that you cannot sleepwalk on.
Now, back to my other point, we're bringing modern games back into the account, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6. Not as much MK1, but those two mostly. Would you say this is a game that, do you think the system mechanics bring everything together, or do you think it over-centralizes like in those games?
I've always preached the idea that I don't have a problem with your game being a little Jimmy game, right? I don't essentially have a problem with Tekken 8 getting rid of its legacy for the sake of casuals. I don't particularly care about the drive system of Street Fighter 6. The problem with those mechanics or those core mechanics is that they empower the weaker player and they funnel everybody into playing the same way. They give power to the weaker players. In this game, it's not about giving power to the weaker players. The game itself already gives power to the weaker players. So the system mechanics are just there to make things interesting. You get me?
It's used the way it's supposed to be used.
It's used to make the game interesting. The characters should be playing the way they want to play, which brings me to the fact that everybody says a lot of characters play alike in this game. And I kind of disagree with that. Adam Eve, yes, there's a lot of flying bricks in this game.
There are a lot
Invincible,
of yes.
Adam Eve, Bulletproof, even though I don't think he flies. Thula. I might be missing another guy, but there's a lot of Omni-Man, of course.
Omni-Man, yeah.
There's a lot of flying based characters in this game, and that kind of gives the illusion that they all play the same, but they don't.
All right. So the issue with that subject, right?
And that's just the source material. You can't really work with it.
Yes. You have to pay attention. In Invincible, there are a lot of flying bastards who don't shoot beams or don't have anything special. Because 9 times out of 10, in the superhero world, most people just gonna have flight and super strength. Maybe some type of enhanced speed.
Now, of course, they can do duplicate down the line. They can do like Red Rush.
Like, for example, what Island gonna do?
Yeah, people were like, I want Island the alien.
What Island gonna do? Now, if they turn into a grappler or something, yeah.
Like, what's like Conco's gonna be? Like, what's Immortal gonna be?
Fag. Frag. I don't know his name. Thrag. The guy. Frog. Yeah,
the leader of the Viltrumites.
Yeah, the Viltrumites. Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff.
No. This don't have local multiplayer.
It does.
No, I looked at the footage and it said they had a little lock right there.
Yeah, it's probably because we don't have 2 controllers.
Okay, go. I'm sorry.
So yeah, there's differences between the characters. Like Adam Eve is like a zoner, mid-range Magneto thing.
She's like a toolkit character.
She's like the only real character with a fly, and she has the air dash and she has a fly, but she doesn't play the same as Mark.
So confusing.
What?
You know Adam Eve? Well, her base move says she floats, but she can fly. She can air dash and everything, but she can fly with everybody else flying.
Yeah, it's stupid, but she's like a mid-range zoner character. She has really good assists. Like she has stuff unique compared to what Mark has, which is more your basic, like, smash to the ground guy.
Yeah, my neutral skits.
He has like a special overhead he can use and things like that.
Yeah,
or Omni-Man, who prioritizes armor, but he has a fireball in that sonic clap thing. He has like armor moves and stuff like that. He does a shit ton of damage compared to Battle Beast, who is another armored guy, but he has more range than Omni-Man, at least on attacks, and he has more armored attacks and things like that. And then Cecil, who's a zone character.
Who's like a zone trap character. I don't think he got any trap. And Rex is like the movement character.
Rex is like the movement character.
Rex is like the Melina.
Yeah, Rex is the movement character. He's all around the screen. He has solid fireballs. So he's kind of in between everybody. And then you have Thula, who's like a buttons character who has like long range attacks and all this other stuff.
You got Monster Girl, who's like the Hulk.
Monster Girl, once again, there's a lot of stepping on toes. I'm not disagreeing with that. I just feel as though once you start playing the game, you'll see that there's differences with these characters. There might not be giant differences, but they are differences with these characters.
They all don't want the same thing.
I mean, essentially they do.
Essentially every character do, but what I mean is like, they all go about it in different ways.
How these characters utilize these tools are different.
Yeah, it's not like, again, I keep bringing it up, it's not like it's Street Fighter 6, where all the characters essentially play and want the same thing. You see what I mean? Like, it don't, like, for example, Adam Eve's combos aren't the same as Invincible's. You have to do particular things with Adam Eve. Where in Street Fighter 6, it don't matter, just slime people to death. It gets rid of the execution. You see what I mean?
Now, am I saying, once again, they're not, like, hamstrung by the source material? Yeah, there's not a whole lot of ideas you can come up with Monster Girl, other than being an armored freak. There's not much you can do with Battle Beast. I mean, there's things that are the same. I just don't feel that they're okay.
What they do name Sorcerer Dog, just add him to.
That'd be nice. What I'm saying is, when people say characters play the same, I'm not saying they're entirely wrong.
Oh, you know what they could do, Ireland?
What?
Make him a grappler, right?
Yeah.
And then the less health he has, the more powerful he gets.
I mean, they can do stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But that's a gimmick.
He's insane anyway.
We're talking about, that's a gimmick. We're talking about kits.
Make him a grappler.
What can he bring?
Make him a grappler.
Okay, then you're gonna have like 40 grapplers.
No,
because once again, what's Immortal as a character going to be?
Because Immortal's not gonna be that different from Mark,
and he's not gonna be that different from Omni-Man
and Bulletproof.
See, this is the problem with the source material.
You can have a detached head mechanic.
So they have to be highly specific with who they add into this game, at least the base roster.
Like multi-K, you know, gonna make it at.
You gotta put it.
The Martian guy. you know he won't make it.
If they're listening, I feel as though they please. I don't know if you're held up by Skybound or whoever runs the Invincible IP. You have to be super specific with who you add, at least into the base roster.
Rare Rush.
You need a Rare Rush. You need Duplicate. You need the Mauler twins.
The Martian guy. So Doc Seismic.
Doc Seismic will make a good character. Like you need these things because I feel as though if you add a roster full of Allen, Conquest, Throg.
What's Conquest gonna do? Just copy Broly. Just make them Broly.
Once again, if you can make them different, add them by all means. But that's not gonna help the game feel unique if you have 40 guys who just has armor or command grab because they're all brawls.
Listen, I feel so sorry for them. Because if they had a Marvel IP, they would, or DC, they would have a treasure trove of stuff to just
take from,
dig through. Not just, here's flying brick number 1, here's flying brick number 2. What is the difference between, like, the Viltrumites?
Nothing.
At least Redis had Double Sunday. You know what I mean? It's like...
But Invincible does have that Dragon Ball problem where everybody pretty much has the same kit. So, back to the gameplay, because we deviate. I guess it's still part of the gameplay.
It's fucking, it's everything. It's our video.
So yeah, I mean, you know what? We're stupid. Counter assist, right? I mean, counter. There's a burst system where if you hold boost and call out a character while you're getting combo, they can come in and block the next hit for you, bouncing them off and protecting you from a combo. It's a burst. It drags on your assist meter. I think you have to wait 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think depending on who burst is either. All right, so what I noticed is when, for example, you got a team of 3, let's say Battle Beast, like you said, Battle Beast, Eve, and Invincible.
Yeah.
Let's say you're playing Battle Beast, right?
Yeah.
And you come out and burst and Eve burst. I've noticed Eve get like a 10-second penalty while Mark would get like 3. So it really depends.
Oh wait, you mean it costs both characters. But one has less cooldown than the other.
But whoever comes out take the brunt of that cooldown.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I never noticed that. Good. This is the important while you were watching, right? I never noticed that. Just like how I didn't notice the pips at the top were EX meter.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, wow, EX moves are free? I'm thinking like, I don't know, it's weird, it's stupid. Yeah, so that works too. Like there's a whole lot of like pull and tug with the assist system.
It's a lot to work with, man. And this is what I think they did, because I'm not gonna hold my tongue. Marvel Tolkien look like, you gotta think of it like a seesaw, right? This game clearly looks cheap, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no getting over it. Characters look kind of bland, environments look kind of, they look good.
If you want to talk about the presentation real quick, I don't mind the graphics at all.
Music is fun enough.
I don't mind the graphics at all.
Me neither, but you got there's nothing special about the graphics.
Okay, I get that part, but what I'm saying is, you know, it's not the same budget as a Tolkien.
And that's what I'm trying to say. It's a seesaw. You put Marvel Tolkien and this game on a seesaw, right?
I think it looks like a Telltale game.
It does.
And I think that looks badass. It's like you're playing a fighting game version of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Rick is a special guest.
Yeah.
Rick is a guest character.
We can all tag together.
Yeah, we can all tag together.
Yeah,
but look,
I think it looks like a Telltale game, but I think that looks cool.
You gotta think of it like this, right?
Yeah.
You got Marvel Tolkien and you got this on a seesaw. So this game is rather sheep looking and it's stiff and it's awkward and it's just
those KI animations.
Which was a big thing I didn't like about KI. But it worked for KI because you need to read every keyframe. It's
something I never really got used to though. It's like I hate the whole jerky. This is okay. Here's the attack, and instead of watching like in between frames, you watch the comic book. I mean, it's very action figure-y, like Mortal Kombat, I guess.
No, Mortal Kombat got through frames though.
But it's that same
snap the keyframe to keyframe.
Yeah. KI in this game, you
can tell little in between.
Like the combo, the way combos, like if you're used to KI, the way that combos work feels very much like KI. The way like the characters snap to the next animation, it looks cool when you're looking at it. It just feels awkward.
You gotta play neutral and
where
stuff.
you're not used to it. It's something that I always didn't like about KI because it just never felt natural. And it's here too, but to be fair, I played KI enough now where it bothered me for a little bit, and I started to get used to it as I got used to the game. So it's not the end of the world. It's a very intentional design decision. So if people can stop saying that animation is bad,
no, it's definitely not bad.
It's not bad.
Characters got cool little flourishes and shit. Like the end of Battle Beast level 3, like when Enemy E take off at the end, she looked very smooth.
But I'm talking about like
that weird
I'm talking about
beam thing.
I'm talking about like everyday attack animations.
Oh, okay.
They're fine. It's a very deliberate design decision.
It's the way they do things.
It's the same shit that people keep crying about MK about. Sure, you can not like it. That's fine. You can not like it. But by this point, we had 12 MK games since forever. This is a very intentional design decision.
Everything not going to be fluid anime fighter. You got to get. There's more games out there than just anime fighters.
Or everything's not Street Fighter.
It's different styles out there than just my anime.
At least you can look at this game and say, man, this is made by the KI guys.
Yes, it's very distinct.
The way the camera works, when the character, when the camera zooms in on the character, when they talk and stuff like that, it's very KI.
Everybody got unique talking lines for everybody else.
Yeah, I think the music is good.
Music is good enough.
Like you have to establish a whole lot of things for an Invincible fighting game, and they have a huge task in front of them.
And it's just the first one.
Invincible doesn't have a whole lot of iconography to kind of go on.
I mean, it was around for like 20 years.
But what I'm saying is, like, as an IP, it doesn't have a whole lot of. It's not a Dragon Ball, right?
You got to remember, like, despite Invincible being around for like almost like 20 years,
it's only been popular for so long.
The show wasn't. I've been reading Invincible for years.
Yeah, but just like The Walking Dead, it's been around for a long time. But it didn't get popular until like what, 2011?
To the show.
And now it's Invincible's turn. Now Invincible is popular, but it's been around for a very long time.
Invincible kind of like if you know, you know.
But they have to establish a lot of things here. What would an Invincible fighting game look like? How an Invincible fighting game sound like? What kind of music would be here? So you have to give them a whole lot of leeway on, because these are the guys setting the precedent of what an Invincible fighting game could be. And I think that's very unfair to say the music's bad when it's not really. The animation's bad. Well, it's a KI team. You either take it or you leave it. Like, there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration here.
And I kind of like how Les Gotti just looked at Killer Instinct.
Like, you think Budokai 2 moving to a more jazzy direction was a liked overall thing right away?
The thing, Budokai 2 was the worst one.
I'm talking about music-wise.
Oh.
Like, that was very drawing for a DBZ game, where they had that big band style music,
but it was the most unique soundtrack you ever heard.
And it still is. I listen to that thing regularly.
Yup.
And it helps the series stand out. But they have to make these choices first. And yes, this one might not be the one that hits, right? But maybe a sequel will be super good. This is testing the waters. And for what they have, I think it's a very fun fighting game. It's the most fun I had with a fighting game in a very long time.
Okay, so there's two things I wanted to say about that.
Okay.
So back to my thing we were doing a couple minutes before about the seesaw.
Yeah.
This and Mover Tolkien, because I'm not counting 2 SKO.
Yeah.
Those two are bought products. So this game may be kind of cheap looking and maybe kind of have the harsh edges of like a game that don't have a lot of budget, but I feel like they focus solely on how fun the game is.
Yeah.
How you experience the game.
Yeah.
The fighting game. Right?
Yeah.
How the game plays, how characters feel, how the tag mechanics work. It's not overbearing, like shit like that. So it's a seesaw. So you see the presentation is really low, but everything else is really high. And while Marvel Tolkien is like, well, the presentation is up, but the gameplay is boring. The gameplay is boring. And then like every character play the same.
Characters but Marvel Tolkien, for what I've seen so far, is literally like, this is what the character does on the 10 and nothing else. And you can say, yes, that's the same case for Invincible Versus, but the tag system helps for that. The tag system allows you to express offense. The tag system allows you to mix up character assists,
mix-ups, cross-ups.
It's just characters only have 2 assists. It's not everybody. It's not like pick one guy and they do everything. One guy has an armor assist. Robot has hitting missiles. Cecil, whatever.
Cecil
has he has like a kind of a ghetto hitting missile attack. Like, there's things other characters can do. So yes, the characters themselves may not be the most complex characters you've ever seen in a fighting game, but the system mechanics work along with these simple designs. And this is the fact I'm trying to hit home. And I don't mind a fighting game being simple, but it needs to work hand in hand with the characters that they put into the game. They can't work against it. And this is why I feel Street Fighter 6 and eventually Marvel Tolkien and Tekken 8. This is why I feel these games don't work for little jimmies. because they concentrate on how can we make this game retarded? How can we make this game so stupid that little Jimmy will play our game? And then that comes at the cost of the people who stick around for fighting games, who like the genre. They gotta pay the price for that. They have to pay the price. Now they have to deal with a 14 to 15 frame nuke option and drive impact. Now they gotta deal with throw loops because parry's too strong. Because little Jimmy can't block. Now the people who are left who like your game have to put up with your bullshit, where you could have just made a game that worked with the characters and worked with the players instead of against either or.
Again, like I said, this game don't put the lesser player on the same level as the player who want to play. This game give lesser players their options. You do have your options here, but you gotta put the work in to fight somebody better than you. It's not like it's Street Fighter 6 where, well, this is a tangent, but it's not like a Street Fighter 6 where it's like, oh, I'm playing with Viper. Bitch, there's nothing special about Viper. Viper is the same character as everybody else. You just don't use slime as much as everybody else.
Cool. You want to work harder than everyone else for literally less reward?
Cool. Yeah, like
she does a lot of damage, but I don't know. It just looks like they're the same character just spamming fucking seismo loops into what medium punch every 40 seconds. Cool.
The only way Viper is super good is if they make her hyper obnoxious, which they probably did. To combat the fact that she don't use drive rush the same way everybody else do drive rush, because this is a whole other thing here.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think if you get past the visuals, might be the biggest thing that's going to be hampering people, especially if this game released fairly close to Marvel Tokon. So that's going to be a huge hamper with this game. But whoever makes it this far in this video, and you won't, in the comment section, type CISO, I need you, CISO. Type that in the comment section so we know you made it this far. So I'm gonna say this: if you didn't get a chance to play the game, and then the game releases fairly close to Marvel Tokon, and if it does, and even if it does, it might release like at a cheaper price. With that being said, give it a shot. I think there is real potential here for a solid fighting game in the modern day.
Get weird, team. Like get weird with these characters, please. Please get weird with these characters. Stop adding flying bricks. Just get weird with these characters.
Do what you can. Do what you can. I already know that you're held up by the source material, but do what you can. I believe in these guys. These guys made some of the more, like, KI is, even though it's not my favorite fighting game, KI is a fucking classic.
Yes.
KI 3 is the closest to a modern day masterpiece we have seen so far.
For a fighting game.
For a modern day. It's a masterpiece. I don't throw that word around often. KI 3 is a masterpiece, and I can acknowledge that, even though I'm not a fan. Huh?
Is it the third one?
I think it's the third one.
Okay.
KI 3 is a masterpiece, even though it's not my favorite fighting game. I can acknowledge how good that game is.
Every aspect of that game is quality.
And I think these guys behind the helm of an Invincible fighting game, it's going to be rough at first, but you know,
maybe 5 years after it come out, maybe a sequel is going to be gold.
Yeah, I mean, I already think that this is a really, really solid base for the game.
Again, this game is the cute girl with glasses, and Marvel Tokon is the slutty whore
with no personality.
With no personality to go with everybody. I know everybody's gonna flock them over Tokon. It's more popular. It looks pretty. It's made by the now terrible artists. I'm aware of that. Everybody want to flock them over Tokon. And when we play the beta, if we play the beta, you know,
I'll be fair with it.
We're gonna be fair with it, but we gonna tell the truth.
That's one thing you're gonna get here. The truth. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. If Tokon comes out and I fucking hate it, expect an hour of me screaming about how that game is ass.
We don't care about swag. We don't care about all the extra shit you get. I don't care about being in no community. I want a good fighting game. With everything else.
With that being said, that was enough ranting. With that being said, we like to rank things here. So where would you rank the Invincible beta out of 10?
Out of 10 or out of 5?
We'll do out of 10. I'll take. We'll discuss this real quick. Where do you rank it? Out of 10. We ain't gonna do a Kaban square. Just
for the current alpha it is right now.
For what you saw. Fucking A.
Like a 4.5.
4.5.
Too buggy, like
out of 10.
Data leaks, shit like that. But you know, most of that 4.5 is coming out of the gameplay. The gameplay carries everything. Everything else is bad.
Yeah, Knuckle wasn't bad.
Yeah, but it don't help when particle effects stay on the screen.
It's an alpha.
You said judge it what it is.
Okay, I didn't say be an asshole about it. It's an alpha.
5.5. You happy?
Yeah, that seems fair. I'll give it a 7. I think the gameplay is fun. I think the gameplay is fun. I'm not judging it on glitches because they literally tell you.
You said judge it where it is.
I didn't mean that literally, dude. I mean judge it as a game. Judge it as a game. Don't judge it. Will those be in the final version of the game?
I'm not talking, but you said judge it as it is.
Fucking A. I think you would take it literally. I did not think you was going to take it literally.
Judging it as it is 7. And it's completely carried by the gameplay.
We agree? It's a 7?
7.
Jesus Christ. It's like pulling teeth with you sometimes. Look, that's the video. Thank you for watching.
If you did.
If you made it this far, remember, right, help me, Cecil. I need you, Cecil, or whatever that. Write down in the comments so we know you watched everything. Like, comment, and subscribe to the TCB channel. Hype us, I guess that's a thing now.
That don't matter. Hype is so bad. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Nostalgia Tards channel. We need some love there. We just released Resident Evil 2. You can go watch that.
Yes, yep, all that. We'll see you next time.
See you.
Team Crossbody. All right.